and welcome to a journey into the Soviet Union's hidden gems, science or secret research cities.
I was just a man with a blueprint, starting on an untamed land, wondering how to carve the future from it. I'm certain now, without those tracks, we would crumbled.
The first month has passed, and while there is still much to do, we've successfully laid the groundwork for the grand construction project ahead of us. A 5-year plan.
As they say, you could watch fire or other people working forever. Or both.
Gravel is one of the cheapest materials on the global market. Gravel is using in everything: cement plant, asphalt plant, concrete plant, and these materials form the backbone of every structure, even a football field.
Time was pressing. The party's deadline looming like a storm. Our bureau worked triple shifts to keep the relentless pace. We had to show the results, and we did. A year later, we built several structures, nearly completed the railroad infrastructure, and planned a gravel plant at the first residential district. There is much to be done, but we were on the right course.
While the Soviet Union pushed through its first 5-year plan, our project lagged behind schedule. No surprise there. Building cities from scratch was brutal. Railroads didn't just need tracks. They demanded steady supplies of materials, water, electricity, temporary workers, and heavy machinery. Every delay tested us, but we were pressed on, piecing together the bones of those mysterious cities. I couldn't see the full picture then, just the endless grind driven by the party's unrelenting demands. I will never forget that night, the air heavy with the weights of secrets. An old friend of trade school, risking everything, slipped me a document through a chain of trusted hands. Back home I paced, staring at that worn folder, its edges frayed like it held a truth too big for one man. Should I open it or burn it? My friend's gamble pushed me forward. Inside, I found the report, budgets, supply lists, grainy photos of our work, laying bare the scale of our project. It wasn't just the cities we were building. The details screamed secrecy. Coded references, massive funds, and a timeline that didn't add up. You didn't need to be a detective to see it. This was a covert operation. My stomach churned as I realized an inspection was likely coming, and soon. We were not ready, but the party didn't care. We had to hurry, or the truth of what we were building would catch us first. My oh my, secret project, huh? Welcome back friends, I'm Maple and you're watching Science Cities, where I'm building a republic from 1930s with the ultimate goal of establishing a nuclear fuel export industry while developing secondary industries and utilizing every game mechanics. No mods, hard difficulties and of course realistic mod own. While we were focused on our first settlement, a game year later our railway complex and equipment repair workshop were completed. Let's put them to use immediately. Like all construction or maintenance buildings in the game, these require resources, so we will assign our distribution office to supply the new buildings. Upon checking, we realized that we're short on drinking water and sewage. To fix this, we will build a water substation powered by the water switch we constructed earlier. For sewage, the technical service will handle it, and since waste will be minimal, a couple of cisterns should suffice. In our previous episode, we laid the foundation for our first settlement, a critical step toward building our Grand Republic. However, with so much still ahead, it's overwhelming to decide where to focus next. After some thought, I've chosen to start by meticulously planning a small, exclusive district with high-quality housing. This area is designed specifically for the local Communist Party leadership and, more crucially, our highly valued scientific personnel, whose expertise is vital to the success of our ambitious project. Providing them with the best living conditions is not just a luxury, it is a strategic necessity to keep them motivated and productive. The pacing of this game is nothing short of brilliant, and I must commend the developers for striking a perfect balance. The game generously provides players with ample time to plan and execute their vision, but only if you approach it with a clear strategy. As the saying goes, the best is the enemy of the good, and while perfection is tempting, careful planning can prevent costly mistakes. Right now, as I carefully select the ideal locations for each high-quality house, our railway construction continues steadily in the background, progressing toward a major milestone that will transform our logistics. Given the limited options for high-comfort housing in the 1930s settings, we will need to get creative. I'm arranging these homes in a unique layout, distinct from the main district, to create a sense of exclusivity and charm. This approach not only enhances the realism of our city, but also adds a visually appealing diversity to its overall aesthetics. During gameplay, I realized we could maximize space by expanding this district to the left in the future, capturing the valuable area near the shop and bus stop, which will make daily life more convenient for our residents. When positioning the houses, we must ensure there is enough space for garbage containers. If you are playing with the waste simulation enabled, placing garbage collections close to homes is a game changer. It significantly reduces road traffic caused by the garbage trucks. Each building can technically store a small amount of waste, but this forces garbage trucks to visit every single house, pausing briefly at each stop. In a city of 4,000 to 7,000 residents, by the time the truck reaches the last building, the first one's waste storage is already full again, trapping you in a frustrating cycle of inefficiency. To make this district stand out, I plan to enclose the right side with a decorative fence and install checkpoints to restrict access to residents only, creating a private courtyard. While this level of detail might seem excessive, it elevates the district's appeal. Once construction is complete, we will plant some greenery, trees, shrubs, maybe even flower beds, to give it a polished, inviting look. Trust me, the effort will be worth it. For those of you who excel at multitasking, this game offers endless possibilities. Plan everything, send it to construction, and with modes enabled, customize the city to your heart's content. With enough imagination and time, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Perfection is within reach. Despite the expensive map offering a wealth of space for construction, I'm deeply committed to making the most efficient use of existing empty areas to create a well-organized and thriving city. The vastness of the map can be overwhelming, but by strategically utilizing every available plot, we can avoid wasteful sprawl and build a cohesive industrial hub. I'm confident that with the careful planning and dedication, we will have our production complex fully operational in approximately 5 or 6 game years. For the initial phase, my priority is to focus on producing gravel and concrete, as these materials are the backbone of our early industrial project. Once the game advances and asphalt paving becomes an option, I'll expand our capabilities by constructing an asphalt plant to support more sophisticated road networks. While these materials, gravel, concrete and eventually asphalt, are relatively inexpensive on the global market, relying on imports from customs house is a logistical challenge. In 1930s, vehicles in this game have limited capacity and move at a frustratingly slow pace, meaning that transporting these materials over long distances would delay our first city's completion for decades, which is simply unacceptable for our ambitious vision. After taking a comprehensive look at our industrial zone, I've decided to prioritize the development of a dedicated distribution hub for gravel to streamline our operations. This hub serves multiple critical purposes that will propel our project forward. First, it eliminates the bottleneck in gravel logistics that could otherwise grind our construction efforts to a halt. Second, by installing specialized loading stations, we can significantly accelerate the process of transferring gravel onto vehicles, saving valuable time. Third, and perhaps most exciting, this hub allows us to transport gravel efficiently by train to any construction site across the map, providing unparalleled flexibility. While it's possible to source gravel from other locations, I firmly believe that leveraging our existing production facilities is the most efficient approach. For instance, if we decide to build a new concrete plant on the far side of the map, our rail distribution office can seamlessly supply it with gravel, ensuring that our logistics network remains robust and adaptable to future needs. As is often the case in this game, I found myself rethinking the layout of the railway and its adjacent road to ensure the entire logistical chain operates as smoothly as possible. A well-designed network is essential to prevent delays and keep resources flowing efficiently to where they are needed most. In exciting news, our railway track connection to the customs house is nearly complete. It is a significant milestone in our journey. This achievement allows us to invest in a more advanced track builder, which will dramatically speed up the construction of additional railway lines, opening new possibilities for resource transport. Reflecting on our progress, I believe dedicating 2 game years to this infrastructure is a commendable effort. We could have taken a min-maxing approach, of course, by purchasing a larger fleet of equipment, bypassing temporary storages, or immediately constructing a construction office capable of managing 20+ vehicles. However, that's not my vision for this project. I'm not just building a city, I'm telling a story of growth and development. I want the map to serve as a visual record of our city's evolution, showcasing distinct stages from its humble beginnings to a bustling industrial powerhouse. As our newly acquired track builder diligently constructs the main railway line, I'm turning my attention to refining our distribution hub, which will serve as a heart of our resource logistics network. To ensure this hub operates at peak efficiency, we will need to carefully lay out a network of well-planned roads to facilitate smooth vehicle access and establish a robust electricity supply to keep all facilities running without interruption. You might have noticed that I'm quite liberal with installing switches and transformers, a strategic habit I picked up during my early playthroughs of this intricate game. Utilities such as electricity, water and sewage are the backbone of any successful city, and their importance cannot be overstated. I'm not the one to get bogged down in the nitty-gritty of calculating pipe pressures or estimating precise power consumption, so I always build with a generous buffer of extra capacity. After all, there is nothing more disastrous than a heating station failing during a brutal winter, leaving our workers and residents shivering in the cold. I also plan to configure the gravel railway unloading station as a pass-through, seamlessly integrating it with the main railway line to enhance our logistical capabilities. While I'm not rushing to construct this railway infrastructure just yet, truck loading station within our construction complex will suffice for the early stages. It's critical to plan ahead for a resource like gravel, which is in constant demand throughout the game. You may have heard that semaphores in this game are particularly a science unto themselves, requiring careful placement to avoid chaos in train scheduling. I'll dive into the details of how I position them and why in the future episode, as it's a topic worth exploring. It's not overly complicated, but it's far from intuitive, and mastering it can significantly boost your efficiency. This distribution hub will act as a central nexus for supplying electricity to our burgeoning city, ensuring all districts are powered reliably. Wherever possible, we will install ground-level power poles, as they blend naturally into the environment and are far more cost-effective and quicker to deploy than underground utilities, which are both expensive and time-consuming to build. A delightful bonus of this setup is the ability to directly connect our temporary construction block and resource storage to the city's infrastructure, enabling faster construction by working from both sides of the hub. You might be wondering, where is the second side? Well, our industrial zone will proudly feature 2 permanent construction offices, each equipped with 16 vehicles to maximize productivity. By mirroring those buildings and placing them close together, we create a visually impressive setup that's both functional and aesthetically pleasing. To power this hub, we'll install several electric substations, and since the distances are relatively short, I'll opt for underground cabling to maintain a clean look. While focusing on the power grid, I realized our industrial zone is currently without electricity, a critical oversight. Let's rectify this by extending high-voltage power lines to the transformer, ensuring all facilities are fully operational. As 1932 draws to a close, we're maintaining an impressive pace, setting the stage for a thriving industrial future. Well friends, this episode is coming to a close. Over the next few game years, I focused on the routine task of laying utilities, which is rather a monotonous process and not particularly exciting to watch. Instead, I've prepared a montage featuring clips and footage showcasing the progress of our ongoing development. This montage is set to a composition that the creators kindly allow me to use in this video. Huge thanks to them. The band and the song names are displayed on the screen, and I'll include a link to the music video in the description. I'll sign off until the next episode, where I plan to focus on final preparations for settlement and possibly launch the clothing and food factories. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye.
Где дом, сын, пенсионный счет, дерево в саду, нет данных, ставьте не зачет. Можно я пойду, еще дела, ну да. Детская мечта, пойми, все это ерунда. Ты слишком стар. Мам, я суперстар. Все летит в катар. Я от вас устал. Что прям суперстар. Комфорта зону покидай, чтоб личностно расти. Я, блядь, в ней не был никогда. Как в нее войти? Темно, наверное, на дне. Всюду пустота, а не становится видней. Просто старт.